Good morning, grade fours. Today we're going to talk about t-tables and pattern rules in math. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about patterns. We talked about increasing patterns, patterns that increase by the same amount each time. We talked about decreasing patterns, patterns that go down by the same amount. We talked about attributes and patterns with attributes. So big, small, black, white. We talked about repeating patterns where you had to find the core of the pattern, and then that's the part that's repeating. So A, B, A, A, B, A, A, B, A. The core would be A, B, A. And you would just repeat the core over and over again. So today we're going to talk about t-tables and pattern rules. So t-tables are called t-tables because they look like a T. Now the ones you have in your homework, they look more like a box. They make them a bit fancier, but they look like a T. And t-tables are a way to record your patterns and then try to figure out pattern rules from that. We're starting with very simple ones, but t-tables eventually in grade 5, 6, 7, they get more and more complicated. But we're just learning the basics. So our t-tables, these are figures here. We have figure number 1, 2, 3. So these are our figure numbers here. So it just goes 1, 2, 3, or it can just be my the number of the pattern that we're doing. Yeah, there's a number. It's leaving me right now. There's a name. Anyways, figure number 1, 2, 3. Figure number 1 has 1 block. Figure number 2 has 4 blocks. Figure number 3 has 7 blocks. So here's our pattern. Figure numbers are here, our patterns here. Then you'll see these circles on your homework. The circle is to find the gap, or how much is your pattern increasing by each time. We're talking about increasing patterns right now, not decreasing. As you can tell, our number is getting larger, increasing pattern. So from 1 to 4, we are adding 3. From 4 to 7, we are adding 3. So our t-table, we're just filling in how many blocks we have, what our gap is, and then we could continue on if we wanted to. So figure number 4 would be 11. Figure number 5 would be 14. And you could keep going forever and ever and ever and ever. So now that you've figured out your gap, how much is increasing by, and you figured out, oh, I keep going on, now we need to write a pattern rule. So if you were telling somebody else how to fill in this t-table, we need to have a rule so they can look at it and they go, oh, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to fill that in. So I could give the rule to anybody in the class and they would end up with the same pattern. So our rules are always written about the same way. You have start at, and start at is just the number you're starting at. What is the smallest number in our pattern? For this one, it's 1. We're starting at 1. We had 1 block there. And add, this is where we look at the gap. We're adding 3 each time. Now, the pattern rules in your homework does not say each time, but I like you to get into the habit of saying each time at the end of pattern rules, because if I say start at 1 and add 3, that tells me, okay, I'm at 1 plus 3 is 4. I'm done. But if I do each time, that means, oh, I'm going to keep on repeating it. I'm going to keep on going over and over and over and over forever if I need to. The reason we use t-tables is because we can come up with rules for the t-tables, and we can get even fancier rules than this eventually, but not right now. These are the rules we're talking about. But I could say, well, what would figure number 8 have? And I could fill out the pattern rule and keep on adding 3, so 17. Okay, Mrs. McGilvery cannot add today. My goodness, you're probably at home going, that's not how you add. Anyway, 7 plus 3 is 10. There you go. And then 13, and then 16, 19, and 21. Yeah, I think I'll just take a sip of coffee here. So, adding 3 each time, Miss McGilvery did it wrong there. I hope you picked that up. Anyways, pattern rules, start at, tell me what number you're starting at, and add whatever the gap is each time. And add properly, don't add like Miss McGilvery does. On your homework, on your sheets for today, I would like you all to do number 1. So that is just your basic patterns. You're finding your gap, you're writing the rule. And then on the second page, I'd like you to do 1 and the bonus. Number 2, I'd like you to try the bonus. It's not that hard. It's just finding the gap again. And then keep on adding on, just so you're doing 3 more figures here. Number 3 can be quite confusing to some people. So I want you to read question number 3 over, and if you're going, oh, I have no idea what they're asking, just leave it. Just don't do that question. You can try to get somebody to explain it, but if you can't get number 3, just don't stress about it. Just leave it. It's worded a little weird for some people. They find it difficult to figure out. And then question number 4, you don't need to do unless you want to. If you want to build some more patterns and some T-tables on a separate piece of paper, you can. That is up to you. But I would like to see you do question 1, which is these 6 questions and these, and then the bonus one's question 2. So have a great day, and I will talk to you later.